Welcome, everyone. I'm Rhonda Eppelsheimer. I come to you from Oregon Health and Science University and am your president-elect for the coming year of the AUCD Board of Directors. I am a seasoned, fair-skinned woman who is wearing a black polka dot top and sweater, and I have shorter white hair and dark rimmed glasses. I'm so glad to have you all here with us today. I'm really excited about today's AUCD Network Connection session. This series is really designed to bring our network together to share ideas, highlight innovations, and strengthen collaborations across centers and programs. Today's session, again, will begin with a series of lightning talks showcasing creative work happening across this network, followed by our Bright Spark chats. These group discussions are a place where we can connect more personally around the theme for today, which is technology and innovation, and how that intersects with the important work we do as a national network. We're really glad you're here to listen, learn, and contribute to these important conversations that help move our collective work forward. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the lightning talks, and I'm going to turn it over to our lightning talk host, board member Sharon Milberger. Sharon?
Hi, thanks, Rhonda. And hi, everyone. I'm Sharon Milberger. I am your Lightning Talk host, and I'm also the director of the Michigan UCEDD and LEND program. I am another seasoned white woman. I have long gray hair. I'm wearing glasses, and I have a black t-shirt on and a black jacket over that. And just a couple things, the lightning talks, I'm really excited. I enjoyed them very much last time. There are 2 minutes. When the 2 minutes are up, there will be a timer on the screen. And when the time is up, you'll have playoff music, kind of like the Academy Awards. So please be listening for that if you're hitting the 2 minute mark. The slides are available, will be available to you. So, because it's a lot of information. So thank you. And we'll get started. Listed in the chat are the first five speakers. So our first speaker is from the Idaho UCEDD. And please introduce yourself. And we'll begin. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me. My name is Eric Luvas. I work at the Idaho UCEDD, the University of Idaho Center on Disabilities and Human Development. I am a 40-year-old white man with wavy brown hair, and I'm wearing a green, tan, and blue plaid button-down shirt. So I'm here to talk to you today briefly about our model demonstration project for development and implementation in rural communities called Healthy Active Lifestyles. This was a project supported by the Administration for Community Living's Public Health Workforce Enhancement Grant. And the grant is now closed, and we're pleased to have this model fully developed and implemented in our local community in Moscow, Idaho, and also disseminating this model demonstration project around the state to hopefully help other rural communities. So the approach of this project was to develop a community-based preventative health intervention that would be sustainable in a rural community like ours, and that addresses some health disparities in that kind of preventative health prevention way. So we developed some objectives around this project and included faculty in Department of Movement Sciences, as well as special education at University of Idaho, and staff and faculty from our UCEDD. We also included student trainees. As a training director at our Idaho UCEDD, I was pleased to be able to provide opportunities for undergraduates to be engaged in this work and help actually shape the development of the project. So you can see that our objectives include promoting inclusive community-based education on healthy active lifestyles for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities in our community. Objective 2 is provide community-based physical activity opportunities. And Objective 3 was to support healthy active lifestyles through nutrition activities. And then Objective 4 is what we're doing now, and we've been doing all fall, which is disseminating this project and telling others about it, getting feedback. You can see the 3 categories on the right side include movement in the park, healthy cooking classes, and nature fit adventures. And those programs continue to run in the community, providing inclusive physical activity opportunities healthy cooking classes at different settings, and opportunities to spend 2 hours every week in outdoor settings exploring outdoor recreation settings. Looks like my time is up. 2 minutes is fast. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, it does go fast. Thanks, Eric. Next up, we have the California Lend in San Diego.
Thank you. Hi. Actually, it's the San Diego Lend. There is another Lend in California that's called the California Lend, but the San Diego Lend. My name is Rachel Hain-Schlegel, and I am with San Diego Lend and San Diego State University. We are a new Lend. We are in our 5th year. And I want to talk just for a minute or two about our family discipline and how it's grown over our first 5 years. We started out with 4 academic faculty members that focused on sort of supporting families of individuals with neurodivergent profiles. And I forgot to introduce what I looked like, and I apologize. I'm trying to rush. But I'm 53. I have glasses. I have brown hair. I have a light blue sweatshirt on. Okay, so we had 4 academic faculty. We then added 3 community leaders with lived experience to supplement our work. We started out offering some seminars in our weekly seminar that the trainees receive. The first 2 we offered were strengths-based approaches to working with families and an uplifting caregiver voices panel. And we've since branched out to having additional panels, including a uplifting sibling voices panel, and having interviews with caregiver leaders in the community who are also caregivers or facilitators. We also have developed a set of curated readings for our trainees to read prior to our panels and our other seminars. And we do have our family faculty come provide consultation to our trainees on their community action projects. Also not reflected in this slide, I wanted to mention is that many of the panels that we've been doing we've been asked to replicate them for an autism research and practice seminar that's offered to the wider community beyond Lend through the Regional Children's Hospital and one of the local universities. So we've been able to really expand our impact over the last few years.
Thank you. Next up, we have the DC UCEDD at Georgetown University.
Hi, everyone. I'm Toby Long, and I'm at the Thrive Center for Children, Families, and Communities, which is the UCEDD at Georgetown University. And I, too, am a white, seasoned woman with short, blondish hair. And I have a gray sort of sweater on with a white Peter Pan collar, which is a throwback. So I'm going to talk about our Certificate in Early Intervention program, which has been in existence since 2012. We've graduated over 200 early childhood intervention providers from a variety of disciplines, primarily speech, OT, and PT, but we've also had physicians, psychologists, educators, developmental therapists, and quite a few policy and advocacy folks. So we've sort of been very broad in our audience. It's a 10-month hybrid program. We started off with many more on-site visits or on-site sessions. Now we only require 1 on-site session, which is our last session, and it's a conference that we put on for our trainees. We cover the essential elements of early childhood intervention, including family-centered care, teaming, providing services in the natural environment, evidence-based practices. And unique to this program is we have a whole course on leadership and leading from any chair around the table, which brings a lot of sort of intersection and integration of all the components to the students. In addition to our leadership program, unique to our session is what we've done for about the last 10 years through funding through the Office of Special Education Programs is to have entry-level PT, OT, speech, and early childhood people take the course in their final year of their entry-level program. So they add this 10-month program onto their existing program. I guess that's it.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Hawaii UCEDD.
Aloha, everyone. My name is TK Doe, and I am filling in for my supervisor, Eric Pope. I am an Asian American female in my 30s with long black hair, wearing a red t-shirt. I'm from the University of Hawaii at Manoa with the Center on Disability Studies. Our post-secondary support project uses the self-determination lens to coach college students with disabilities throughout their college journey. Today, I'll share the keys to self-determination. First, through our self-area statewide training, we provide a no-cost training that focuses on self-awareness, self-regulation, self-efficacy, self-advocacy, and applied critical thinking and solution-finding skills. Next, these self-determination practices are embedded across campuses, so both at the university and community college levels here in Hawaii. It's built into coaching, peer mentoring, person-centered planning, and employment training. Our program has a national and regional impact, helping practitioners, students, and families build a stronger awareness and knowledge of self-determination. And most importantly, students that we coach in college benefit directly. They learn to solve problems, make decisions, set personal, academic, and employment goals, and also take ownership of their future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. You get the record for the beating the clock. Next up, we have the Indiana Lend.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashley McGinn, and I am a white woman in her 30s. I have straight red hair, and I'm wearing a brown cheetah print sweater today. I'm a psychologist with the Indiana Lend at Riley Developmental Medicine, and I am co-chair of the Patient Education Task Force. I'm excited to share with you one of our initiatives to improve patient education at our center that includes handouts, websites, and videos. So our Patient Education Task Force includes psychologists, students, fellows, SLPs, MDs, self-advocates, and family advocates. We had 2 Lend trainees for their project who chose to use interpreter data and our phenotyping database to answer 2 questions that kind of help guide our project. 1, what languages are we most commonly seeing at our clinic? And 2, what diagnoses are we providing most commonly after an evaluation? From there, we updated our corresponding diagnosis websites to include more plain language and also include more resources for families. Next, we developed one-page handouts using plain language and more visuals for the diagnoses that we provide most commonly after an evaluation. These handouts have a QR code, which you can see on my slide there, that takes families back to the website. We had these handouts translated into the languages that we see most commonly in our area, including Spanish, Burmese, and Haitian Creole. Finally, we've developed short videos explaining some of the more complex diagnoses, including autism and global developmental delay. Our Lend trainees are featured in our videos, and they are being uploaded on our websites. We are in the process of finishing the English and Spanish videos and are starting on our Burmese and Haitian Creole videos this fall. We've also completed focus groups and interviews with Burmese and Haitian immigrants to get feedback on the materials that we've been creating to help make sure that they are culturally valid. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Tennessee Vanderbilt Lend.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tara Miner. I am from the Vanderbilt Consortium Lend. My base, we cover 2 parts of Tennessee, but I am located in Nashville, Tennessee. I am a white woman in her 50s with shoulder-length blonde hair, and I'm wearing a sort of a burgundy sweater. So I am very excited to tell you about our project, which we are running simulated IEP meetings, individualized education program meetings, and 504 team meetings with our pediatric residents at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. And they are our medium-term Lend trainees. So what's perhaps a little bit different about our learning objectives for these simulations is that they are not simulations in the sense that we are testing or teaching special education knowledge, but rather we are hoping to expand the idea of interprofessional healthcare team to include the IEP and 504 school-based teams, and to help residents think about themselves as a member of that team, even if it's by proxy through the parent. And we did some pre and post assessment using a scale that you'll see there on the slide that measures, it's meant to be a pre-post assessment that measures change and willingness to work with an interprofessional team, how they value that team, and whether or not they see themselves as members of that team. And we saw a statistically significant increase from before and after the simulations, which means we were, at least in the short term, successful in helping pediatric residents think about themselves as members of that team. You can see we have some positive feedback from residents. We have also published on this process, and I put a QR code there to the article if you want to learn a little bit more about it in depth. We've also put together a toolkit if you're interested in running this simulation or a similar one at your own centers. And I put our email addresses up there because we are very interested in collaborating. So if you are interested in this project or collaborating with us, please feel free to reach out. We have also expanded this project, and it is now currently a LEND group project for our trainees.
Right with the music, and these are just fantastic resources. Next up is the Alaska Lend. Do we have Kristen available from Alaska Lend?
So we move her to the end in case she
Perfect.
comes in.
Okay, great. So next we'll go then to the Illinois UCEDD.
Hi, everyone. I'm Yasmina Sisarak. I am an olive-skinned female with short curly hair and brown eyes, and I'm wearing a black cardigan sweater. I'm with the Institute on Disability and Human Development at the University of Illinois, Chicago. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the translational research in action that we're going through the National Healthy Brain Initiative. The program that I'm talking about today is the Health Matters program, which is a structured evidence-based 12-week health promotion intervention that was designed specifically for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And it is delivered through the train-to-trainer model. And the goal is to empower community organizations and support staff to facilitate learning, skill building, and positive behavior change that promote healthier lifestyles. It has a curriculum component, and the newest edition, during COVID, we developed a virtual classroom. So it's to kind of focus on multimodal ways to deliver the program. So it speaks to the sort of interventions using different modes. It is grounded in decades of research that were funded through the RTC. We are recognized as the Administration for Community Living Evidence-Based Health Promotion and Disease Prevention Program. We are working and implementing through the CDC National Healthy Brain Initiative. We're collaborating with Component A and B partners to deliver brain healthy public health messages, and brain health equals heart health. So we're really doing sort of lifestyle behavior change through the Healthy Brain Initiative. On the right-hand side, you can see our reach since we've been part of National Healthy Brain Initiative. Since November of 2020, we have reached over 4,500 individuals with intellectual disability that have gone through our program. We have partnered with over 200 organizations, certified over 1,000 staff members in 37 states and some countries. Shout out to Sonoran Center in Disabilities, the University of Arizona, UCEDD that we're working with, but we have also worked with multiple UCEDDs over the years. So shout out to all of you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And next we will have the Alaska Lend.
Hi, you guys. Sorry about being a little late. The meeting ran over. So I was an Alaska Lind Fellow in 2016 to 2017. I was just starting my training as a behavior analyst then, and we've got some really cool stuff going on. I actually was working with some folks who work over in our USED just before I came here. So we've launched a whole program for training behavior analysts in sort of ethically sound and community engaged ways. We are working on launching no cost while you wait parent training for people who are on our Medicaid wait list as part of our training program for our trainee behavior analysts. And we had our very first graduates in 2025. Our program really emphasizes community engagement and cultural sensitivity. And sort of, I'm not sure, maybe I misunderstood the assignment here. So I'm like, oh, but like participating in Lend was sort of one of the things that allowed me to move into this role. Before I joined UAA, we also started a behavioral analysis program. I believe it's the first one in a tribal health facility at South Central Foundation. So it's an indigenously managed tribal health organization for Cook Inlet Tribal Council that serves all of Alaska's Alaska Native and American Indian residents. We've got some really cool stuff happening here. We also were able to do some work on more rural engagement for our remote communities because some folks have to travel extremely long distances to get access to behavior analysis otherwise. So we're working on training people in the out in the field. So lots of good stuff going on here. We have consultations to support individuals with complex behaviors through our UCED that provide support across the state. And we are currently working towards the process to being one of the first accredited behavior analysis programs through the new accreditation model in the Pacific Northwest. So we've got a lot of really good stuff going on. I feel like I talked too fast and got nervous and may not actually even meet my time. But thank you guys so much for hosting this and giving us the opportunity to talk. I will give you guys your 15 seconds right on back.
Thank you. It's a nice gift. Next up, we have the Kansas UCED.
Great, thank you so much. My name is Lindsay Rentschler. I am a white and Middle Eastern woman in my 40s with dark curly hair and glasses and a gray sweater today. I use the pronoun she, her. And I'm really excited to talk to you about 3 things today. So first of all, at the Kansas University Center on Disabilities, we have a new project that just got a NIDLR grant in September for us to partner with 3 different research groups around the country to pilot an inclusive research learning series that we developed to support adults with lived experience of disabilities to learn how to plan, share, and do research. And so the plan here is to build research career pathways for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, as well as promote inclusive research. We also have 2 new products that are launching in 2026. The first, you'll see on the top right, is the Responsitory. This is a data dashboard system that comes preloaded with some validated self-determination measures, including the self-determination inventory and goal attainment scaling and other things, but it also allows users to create surveys and manage data and create visual reports. And so we already have early adopters that are school districts, states, and research groups. And then the second product I want to talk to you about is our online self-determination training. So this is an asynchronous training modules that are through Canvas and utilize the articulate text system for interactiveness, and will support people who want to implement the SDLMI, or the Self-Determined Learning Model of Instruction. You can become a certified implementer by taking our asynchronous modules. And I would just like to say thank you for having me today and for letting me represent KUCD. And I found Waldo.
Great, thanks, Lindsay. I found Waldo too. Next up is the Louisiana UCED.
Hi, I'm Krista James. I'm from LSU Health Sciences Center in New Orleans, the Human Development Center, and the director of our LIND program there. I am a Caucasian woman in her 40s with long grayish blonde hair and wearing a black FASD United t-shirt. So I'm really excited. I have my coworkers here, Allie Cowitz and Constance Alphonse. And we're really excited to get to share with everyone about a new project that we have at the Louisiana Lind this year. And so we've been partnering with our Paycheck program here at the Human Development Center to provide our Lind scholars with an experience similar to our family mentor experience, but they're paired with a student who's enrolled in our Paycheck program and working on post-secondary transition. In order for our scholars to learn about community living, post-secondary education, and employment from the experts with living experience. And our Paycheck program is the post-secondary apprenticeship for youth. It's a 3-semester transition initiative designed to support young adults with disabilities as they move from high school to adult life and employment. And it's a collaborative effort between the Human Development Center, Louisiana Rehabilitation Services, our local public school systems, and employers in the New Orleans metro area. And the goals are to help participants transition from high school to independent adult life, to provide career readiness and hands-on work experience, and to support post-secondary education and community integration. And our students that our Lind scholars are paired with are ages 18 to 22, and they qualify for the program by having an IEP or a 504 plan. And they engage in post-secondary coursework at Delgado and Nunez community colleges. And they work on interviewing, transportation, banking and money management, time management, self-advocacy, social interaction, and stress management. And they do career exploration through job shadowing and work site visits. So thank you.
Thank you. And next up, we have the Massachusetts, you said.
And just to be clear, we're one of 2 Massachusetts UCEDDs. I'm Jean Windsor, and I'm a woman with highlighted blonde hair. I'm wearing glasses and a red wine colored top. I'm a senior associate at the Institute for Community Inclusion at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, and I lead our employment policy and systems team. The slide I'm displaying has several of our UCEDD's associated logos, including our UMass Boston logo and our Children's Hospital logo, which represent ICI's unique presence within and across 2 amazing agencies. The third logo, and the one that brings deep personal meaning to me, is the one that represents the core components of ICI's mission to improve the lives of people with disabilities. As an organization, we're focused on the areas of employment, education, community life, and healthcare for people with disabilities. It is within and across these areas that my colleagues and I work on a daily basis. I really struggled to settle on one area or project to highlight. And as I sat and I reflected, I really thought that the most important piece I could share with you is the value of our relationships within our organization, but also across our partners, and the shared values that are the connected fabric that keeps our work moving through these moments. As practitioners, researchers, and teachers, we form partnerships with individuals, families, and service agencies. Together, we advocate for personal choice and self-determination. And while sometimes it can feel as though change isn't happening as quickly as we like, or in some circumstances, it can feel like we've stopped moving or are going in reverse, it's the partnerships and networks we've formed inside and outside of our UCEDD, across the United States, and with our international partners that I'm grateful for. These relationships are at the heart of not only what we do, but how we do it, and keep us focused on our shared goals, advancing the inclusion of people with disabilities in all aspects of life. I'm so thankful to be able to be here today, and I'm looking forward to the continuation of the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Mississippi, you said.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name is Joseph Keene. I'm an executive coordinator at the Institute for Disability Studies at the University of Southern Mississippi. I'm a middle-aged white male with brown hair, glasses, auburn-ish, emphasis on the ish beard, and a orange black checkered shirt. And I'm very proud and excited to talk about Job Extravaganza. It is not a job or career fair. It's a hands-on job exploration experience where students with any disability, high school to young adult age, can come to an event where we gather local businesses. The businesses have a workstation for the student to practice a task that would be found at that business. And then they move on to the next business. And it lasts about 3 to 5 hours. We have a pre and post session where we go over educating the students about the career areas associated with each business that we hope to recruit and will be there. Um, Big shout out to our partner, the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. Without them, it wouldn't be possible through their PREITS program. We try to have these events monthly, and we serve Southeast Mississippi. We started the pilot program here in Mississippi, where it became uniformed and rolled out to other PREITS providers throughout the state and served over 400 students and counting. It's a high energy event. We've had success bringing self-contained and inclusion students to the event, which is always a unique thing that I've found and really exciting as well. That has lots of experiences and merit for everyone that attends. Students go around in clumps of about 5 to 7 and try out each business, whether they think or don't think that they would like it. That's a good experience to have. Some students have gone on to interview and get jobs on the spot, which is also really awesome, but that's not the goal. The goal is the experience. Happy to share anyone that's interested, the do's and don'ts and the successes and not so great things in trying to run these events. Shoot me an email. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Nebraska, you said.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rachel Ray, and I'm faculty in the Nebraska UCEDD at the Monroe-Meyer Institute. And I'm really excited to talk about our project, a new project in the UCEDD. We, in October of 2024, we were awarded a Disability Innovation Fund through RSA to increase competitive and post-secondary education in the state of Nebraska for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we partner with our Nebraska vocational rehabilitation offices, area school districts, and American Job Centers with the goal of increasing employment statewide for people with IDD. Nebraska is the only state in the nation that is not an employment first state. So as a result, we have overutilization of day services. We have unemployment at really high rates, close to 70% of individuals receiving DD waiver services are unemployed in our state. So we're really looking to not only just expand our training and assessment pieces to try to get individuals connected to jobs that they love and that they want to do, but also match that with high quality training so that they have the skills to be successful in those jobs. So currently we serve a little over 60 participants a day, ages 18 to 44. We do primarily serve individuals in transition programs, so that 18 to 21 age range. We have served over 174 students since last year, and we've been successful to get 48 participants already employed when they were unemployed. Most of them were getting ready to head to full-time day services, and now they're able to do a little bit of day services coupled with employment. We are really excited as a part of this partnership. We have some great business partners that are joining us. We have now a mobile device repair training and certificate program with iFix Omaha and iFix America that is really targeting higher level tech jobs so that people can get connected to higher wages. So thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from the Arizona Land.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chelsea Carr. I'm a white woman with shoulder-length blonde hair and a black sweater. I am at the University of Arizona with Arizona Lend. I wanted to share a quick overview of our trainee research project, which has become a core part of our evidence-based practice curriculum. This project's designed to give trainees an opportunity to think critically about research and then connect science to practice. Trainees are able to choose from 3 different project types depending on their background and their interests. The first one being a research project, which is really designed for our trainees who are already engaged in data collection or their dissertation work. Another option is a critical literature review, where they would analyze the evidence base for a specific practice or intervention. And then the last option would be a programmatic review, which focuses on the evaluation of a program or organization in the community that supports individuals with disabilities. With this project over the course of the year, trainees complete a couple different research critiques, and then they create a tangible product like a one-pager or an infographic that they can share with everybody else in the program. And then we end the year with a poster presentation at our annual research symposium. Last year was our first year running this project, and it was super fun. Trainees were really engaged. They were very creative and proud of their work. And then a lot of them went on to share their presentations or present at national conferences or share their findings with different community providers. It just was a really neat kind of ripple effect from that experience. And overall, we really hope that this project is providing a hands-on way for them to consume, critique, and communicate research, especially in our current environment. It's just a really important skill for them as clinicians, advocates, and future leaders. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is the New York Rose F. Kennedy UCEDD.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a fair-skinned, middle-aged woman with dark curly hair pulled up in a ponytail. I am wearing clear rim eyeglasses with a white and black striped shirt with a black cardigan over it. So my name is Miriam Franco, and I serve as the Family Discipline faculty at the Rose F. Kennedy University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities. Just a little bit about our UCEDD. Our UCEDD continues its focus on community engagement, education, research, and dissemination through our UCEDD, LEN, and IDDRC programs. Einstein Montefiore is one of just a few centers nationwide that brings together all 4. A UCEDD, LEN, IDDRC, and a HRSA-funded Developmental Behavioral Pediatrics Fellowship Program, combining clinical work, clinical care, interdisciplinary training, and research under one umbrella. Through this integrated work, we see how important it is to address the broader challenges affecting people with developmental disabilities. People with disabilities face higher rates of chronic conditions and often have less access to preventive care, yet remain underrepresented in research that informs healthcare and policy. NIH recently recognized this issue by designating people with disabilities as a population experiencing health disparities. That recognition strengthens our commitment to expanding representation through both research and education. So today I just want to briefly share 2 initiatives that advance that mission. First is Disability as Difference, Reducing Researcher Roadblocks, D2R3. This study explores how researchers understand and engage with people with developmental disabilities in research across 10 sites. The project measures knowledge, attitudes, and perceived barriers, while partnering with self-advocates to co-design and test an e-learning module that builds researcher awareness, motivation, and skills to include participants with developmental disabilities. The goal is to create research environments where studies reflect the experiences and perspective of people with developmental disabilities. Second, infusing IDD in the medical curriculum at Einstein. Medical students learn directly from self-advocates and families, practice taking clinical histories with adults with IDD, and rotate through community-based clinics where they develop skills in communication, care coordination, and teamwork. These hands-on experiences strengthen understanding and confidence in working with this population, preparing a new generation of physicians to provide responsive and person-centered care. Together, these efforts connect research and education, improving how people with intellectual and developmental disabilities are represented, understood, and supported across systems of care. And to end, I want to recognize the dedication of our UCEDD leadership, faculty, students, self-advocates, and families and community partners whose collaboration makes this work possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have the New York Westchester UCEDD and Lend.
Hello, I'm Mariela Adams. I'm a woman of brown skin and Hispanic heritage. I wear glasses and I'm wearing a gray sweater. At the Westchester Institute for Human Development, we're proud of the work we do and we love to tell others about it. When we tell people about our projects, we make connections that spark new collaborations across the AUCD network. Over the last few years, we've built powerful programs that are led by and alongside our self-advocate team, Hear Our Voices. This year, through our LEND program, we partner with Puerto Rico LEND, the Puerto Rico UCEDD, for a cultural immersion trip where we share our work in self-advocacy and self-determination. Together, we explore ways to expand the role of self-advocates and encourage others to meaningfully include them in their own projects. During that same trip, we met the amazing team from the Iowa UCEDD and the Iowa Reach program. Our shared vision of empowering self-advocates to tell their story led to an exciting partnership. This fall, we are teaching our 10-week public speaking course to 18 Iowa Reach post-secondary students. We want to give a shout out to Liz Weintraub from the AUCD network, who continues to support this work by being one of our guest speakers. A few years ago, one of our self-advocates completed a leadership program and was inspired to create a version centered around self-advocacy. We partnered with Volunteer New York and we co-designed the Aspiring Leaders program, a 10-month leadership experience now in its third cohort, co-facilitated by our self-advocate leader and a Volunteer New York leader. And our public speaking skills course and speakers network continue to grow, amplifying diverse voices and ensuring that self-advocates are able to share their lived experience in a way that feels authentic and impactful. We're always eager to connect and collaborate. Again, my name is Mariela Adams. My contact information is on the chat. Reach out, tell us what you're working on, what you're excited about. When we bring our missions together, the possibilities are really endless. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from Hawaii, UCEDD.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with my colleagues, Mariah Nichols and Holly Manaseri, and my name is Nicole Schlag. I'm a white woman with glasses. I've got fair skin and blonde hair that's put together in a ponytail. And I do want to mention Kiriko Takahashi, who's our center's interim director and who was taking a part in moving these projects forward. We are here to introduce a petal from our blossoming flower at the UCEDD Hawaii Emerging Leader Training Program. We focus on building leadership capacity among diverse individuals, students, professionals, and community members who share the commitment to inclusion, accessibility, and collaboration. We are presenting 3 programs in which trainees deepen their understanding of the UCEDD's core functions. At our annual Pacific Rim Conference, we convene with the trainees to learn from each other and strengthen our community, and we will do so this upcoming year again. And I pass it on to Mariah.
Aloha, I'm Mariah Nichols, and I'm a white woman with light hair, black glasses, white shirt, black sweater. And I want to talk about the power of us. So the UCEDD community-based program, The Power of Us, is thriving, and it serves the people on our rural island of Hawaii. We follow a hybrid model with the cohort meeting in person twice throughout the program, with alternating weeks of guided self-study and Zoom gatherings. The program weaves together the films like the Ride Ahead, Crip Camp, various TED Talks, selections from Superfest and other film festivals, other short films, the key texts like No Pity, Disability Visibility, and more. And cornerstone disability rights laws like Section 504, the ADA, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And together, these materials guide participants through an exploration of disability justice, identity, and pride. Each participant is also developing a personal project rooted in their own lived experience and learning, which will culminate in December. And from here, Holly, you there?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'll just very briefly describe our UCEDD research trainee, which partnered with the nonprofit docsong.org. Our trainees went through an intensive teaching artistry training program, and then they put their skills to work with UH Manoa students to listen deeply to their stories and turn those into original co-created songs documenting the lived experience of navigating college life. I'm going to drop in the chat the final 3 songs that were co-created. We were really excited about this opportunity, and thank you so much for this chance to share that. Nicole?
Okay, we got a little extra time. So thank you so much. We are excited to have more conversation, and ultimately the Emerging Leader program really helps participants see themselves as part of a broader system of change, one that values the partnership, cultural responsiveness, and leadership grounded in Aloha. Thank you.
Thank you. Can't wait to hear the songs. Next up, we have the Ohio Nysanger Center Lend.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Barnhart. I'm a developmental behavioral pediatrician and director of training at the Nysanger Center Lend Training Program at The Ohio State University. I'm a white mid-30s female with large square glasses, brunette medium length hair that's currently in a bun and a black sweater. I'm excited to share our experience with our Lend and Professional Case Simulation series, a program we have found to be both impactful and adaptable across disciplines and formats. This has been a collaborative effort between our Lend program and the Lend programs at Cincinnati Children's Hospital and University of Illinois at Chicago. This initiative was designed to strengthen interprofessional collaboration amongst Lend trainees by immersing them in a realistic team-based clinical scenario. Each session is structured to include pre and post assessments, dynamic case simulation, and opportunities for reflection and feedback. Before the 4-part case series, participants complete a demographic survey and pre-participation survey that looks at their attitudes towards healthcare team survey to better understand their perceptions of team-based care and opportunities for growth. And then this is something we complete again at the end of the case series. The core of the series are the simulations itself. If you scan the QR code shown here on our poster, you can look at the cases that we go through. These were developed by an interdisciplinary group of trainees during the 2023 to 2024 academic year and reviewed by our Disability Expert Experience panel at the Nysanger Center, which is a group of adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities who provided feedback and evaluated the cases for the use of plain language, really so that we can make sure that our cases were created such that all Lend trainees could adequately participate. The cases are designed to become increasingly complex throughout the academic year as trainees gain knowledge and skills about this population. Trainees from all Lend disciplines were invited and encouraged to participate in our pilot series last year that kind of involved trainees volunteering to participate from each site. Within the simulations, they're grouped into small groups of 6 to 10 at a time and go through these challenging cases together. And I will say that largely the feedback that we've received from participants has been incredibly positive. This is something we have been doing over the virtual format, which was something that we were kind of inspired to do originally after piloting a smaller simulation during COVID. So this has been a really fun activity this year. We're piloting it or kind of expanding it routinely to all Lend trainees at 3 different sites, and would be happy to talk more with others that are interested in collaborating potentially academic year on this.
Excellent. Our next presenter is from the Oklahoma UCEDD Lend.
Hi, excuse me. My name is Miranda Hooper, and I'm the Community Education Coordinator for the Center for Learning and Leadership, which is Oklahoma's UCEDD, and the Data Coordinator for both the UCEDD and the OK Lend program. I'm a white woman in her 40s with short blonde hair and a pixie cut, and I'm wearing a green sweater. Same Fame, which stands for Self-Advocates and Family Advocates as Medical Educators, brings together people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, family caregivers, and health profession educators to co-design and co-teach healthcare training grounded in lived experience. This simulation training is a collaborative effort with the UCEDD and the Office for Interdisciplinary Programs. To date, more than 1,100 learners across medicine, nursing, pharmacy, social work, and allied health have participated in the sim. Last year, evaluation data showed that 99% of learners reported increased knowledge and 95% were satisfied with the training. By engaging real advocates and family members as simulated patients and coeducators, SameFame helps future providers learn how to communicate, collaborate, and build trust, leading to more confident, compassionate, and effective person-centered care for patients with disabilities. Wanda?
Hi, I'm Wanda Felty. I am the Assistant Director for the CLL or the UCEDD. I'm also the lead family faculty for the Oklahoma LEND program. I'm a middle-aged white woman. That is, if you're going to live to 120. I have on brown glasses and pumpkin earrings. And I'm going to highlight the Oklahoma LEND and some of our graduates. To date, we've had over 440 graduates in our long-term training program, numerous in medium and short term. And what's really unique about Oklahoma, from the very beginning, we've had family involved in the family discipline, maybe not on faculty yet, but they've been involved from the very beginning. I wanted to highlight 3 of our graduates, but there are so many more. We are proud of all of them. Currently, one of our graduates is running the developmental disability program in Oklahoma at the state level. We have another graduate that has been elected to the House of Representatives in Oklahoma. She's on her 2nd term. We recently had a LEND graduate elected to the school board at our 4th largest school district in Oklahoma. We have another one that graduated last year that's working in leadership at the IPSE program at the University of Oklahoma. And that's just to name a few. And really, this is about the impact of Oklahoma LEND really pushing and building capacity in Oklahoma.
Perfectly timed. Our next presenter is from the South Dakota LEND.
Hello, my name is Amy Della Ramage, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist at the Center for Disabilities, and we are a UCEDD and LEND. As I heard at work the other day, I guess I would describe myself as a young, middle-aged white chick with shoulder-length brown hair, and today I'm wearing a black top, black and white top. The Center for Disabilities is located at the University of South Dakota, but we do have strong ties with other colleges and universities across the state. At the Center for Disabilities, we are very fortunate to have so many partnerships. This graphic works to illustrate several of those relationships. First and foremost, the family is at the center of everything that we do, represented by a graphic of individuals holding hands together, located under 2 arches, with many of our programs and partnerships represented. Over the years, we've expanded our scope of work to include emerging areas of need, and we have partnered with many of our state agencies on new and continuing initiatives. Each of our state partners and their logos are shown within the outside arch of this graphic, and within the inside arch of this graphic, there are the logos for our programs at the Center for Disabilities. Anna, if you could please click on the BeamSD logo. This graphic is our BeamSD logo, 2 orange arches over the word BeamSD in navy blue, which stands for Behavioral Health, Education, Access, and Management for South Dakota. BeamSD is a pediatric mental health care access program funded by HRSA to support professionals in treating and managing behavioral health needs for children and adolescents ages 0 to 21. This is done through professional-to-professional consultation, ongoing training and education utilizing ECHO, and providing resources and technical assistance. The website we have created for BeamSD has been a labor of love and is the hub for all things BeamSD, including resources, consultation requests, and relevant trainings. BeamSD is committed to ensuring that primary care, school-based, and behavioral health professionals have access to evidence-based resources from trusted sources. We support this by offering a variety of screening and assessment tools, treatment resources, recommended websites, family handouts, education, and statewide resources. Our goal is to equip professionals across settings with the tools and training they need to best support pediatric behavioral and mental health needs in their community. This keeps people in their home communities receiving the support and care that they need and deserve. For more information related to BeamSD, you can utilize our QR code on the screen to visit our website, beam-sd.org. Also, a quick shout out to Marcia at New Mexico UCEDD LEND for supporting us and being the only other PMHCA in our network. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Tennessee UCEDD IDDRC LEND at Vanderbilt.
Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Taylor. I'm the Director of Communication at the Vanderbilt Kennedy Center in Nashville, Tennessee. I have long, straight hair, pink glasses, and a blue shirt. I'm excited to introduce you to the Kindred Stories of Disability project, as I think it lends itself well to replication. So what is it? Kindred Stories is a series of topical booklets that highlight personal experiences with disability services and support needs in Tennessee. The stories are shared annually with legislators and policymakers during Tennessee Disability Day on the Hill and during congressional visits at the Disability Policy Seminar. The project aims to educate policymakers about the lived realities of people with disabilities, support the advocacy efforts of individuals and partner organizations, and expand university students' understanding of disability on issues that may be overlooked in their academic programs. So who's involved? The storytellers are adults with disabilities, parents, and professionals who have experience with the selected topic. The interviewers are undergraduate and graduate students who conduct the interviews. The partners are the Tennessee DD Network, the ARC Tennessee, and other community organizations that assist with recruitment, dissemination, and photography. So how does it work? Each year, a new topic is selected, usually based on upcoming legislation that needs some education around it. So we engage with our partners to identify the topic. However, this year the topic was identified as a priority area from our state DD Network's Joint Needs Assessment. So it's a little bit different. So the storytellers are recruited based on the topic. I work with our UCEDD Director of Research and UCEDD trainees to design the interview questions. We then work with students in the Department of Special Education who conduct the interviews and craft the stories as part of a course assignment. We have a partnership with a local organization that trains photographers with disabilities. So they take photos to go alongside the stories and really put a face to the issue. We edit and design the booklets in-house, and our community partners assist with sharing the final booklets, like I mentioned at Disability Day on the Hill and the Disability Policy Seminar, to make sure that they reach key audiences. We have 18 issues. I'll place the link in the chat, or the link is here on the slide. You can also email me. I would love to talk about Kindred Stories. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is from the Louisiana Lend.
Hi, I'm Allie Coetz. I'm a white woman in my early 40s with brown hair and glasses and wearing a burgundy-ish sweater. I am the director of the Louisiana Autism Spectrum and Related Disabilities Project, or LASARD, at the LSU Health Human Development Center. Since 2006, LASARD has partnered with Louisiana educators, schools, and school systems to advance education across the state. Over the years, we've adapted its model to meet the evolving needs of schools, educators, and students. LASARD provides on-site job-embedded coaching and support to school district level teams, teachers, para-educators, administrators, and related service providers. In addition to coaching, we offer a wide variety of professional learning topics and communities of practice, which can be customized to meet the unique needs of each district. The shaded map of Louisiana on the slide shows that in the last school year, LASARD partnered with 35 districts and charter networks, generating over $1.6 million in contracts to support our team's work. Last school year, coaching and professional development were delivered to 250 schools and to over 3,000 educators across the state. Our interdisciplinary team brings decades of combined experience and diverse expertise to collaborate, problem solve, and build capacity. Team members include special educators, a BCBA, occupational therapists, school administrators, speech language pathologists, early interventionists, and a licensed professional counselor. Our model, represented by the 4 overlapping circles on the slide, is grounded in evidence-based practices. We use implementation science to guide practice adoption, motivational interviewing to foster positive change, and trauma-informed approaches to support educators and students. Teaming and collaboration are central to our work, helping to build trusting relationships that lead to meaningful change. Over the past 20 years, LASARD has grown from working in just 10 schools to becoming a comprehensive statewide initiative that helps districts build inclusive systems and educator capacity for all students. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presenter is from the Texas UCEDD at Texas A&M.
All right, hello, I'm Joette Harden. I am the program coordinator for the Work-Based Learning Project at the Center on Disability and Development at Texas A&M. I am a white woman with dark hair wearing a green top. The Work-Based Learning Project is a 6-year initiative launched in 2021 in partnership with Texas Workforce Commission VR Services to provide pre-eds to younger teens. It supports private, public, and charter schools in creating or expanding school-based enterprises for students age 14 to 22, receiving special education or 504 services. Through a competitive application process, schools can receive $10,000 in project funds. The project objectives are to provide authentic, meaningful work experiences that lead to paid employment, to develop skills that meet local labor market needs, to create fully integrated work sites where students work with non-disabled coworkers and customers, to expand everyone's vision for competitive, integrated employment, to establish sustainable businesses that will continue to serve students and their communities long after the project ends. Projects are supported while writing the application, during the application process, and after acceptance. Projects receive monthly support through professional learning communities and individual coaching, lunch and learns, webinars, scholarship to attend the Texas Transition Conference, work-based learning market and showcase opportunities, and attending a summer work-based learning summer institute. The Work-Based Learning Project has provided funds for 127 enterprises in 103 schools. More than 2,000 students have participated in the project during the first 4 years. This project will continue until May 31st of 2027. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. You beat the music.
I did.
Yes, congratulations. Next up, we have the Hawaii UCEDD.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Apologies. Good morning. My name is Marla Arcaro. I'm the project coordinator for the post-secondary support project. I'm one of more than 40 projects with the Hawaii Center on Disability Studies. And we wanted to just showcase, we have been re-granted now. This is our 4th round that we've received federal DOE funds through the TIPSID grant. It's a 5-year grant, and we're going to be going into year 16. Each year or each grant cycle, we have different objectives, and these are some of the objectives that we are excited to be providing in the next 5 years. We support students in college, students with IDDD, as well as many other disabilities, students that want to go to college. We help them, we provide them with educational coaches and peer mentors to help them through their time in college, teaching them independence as well as skill building in college and preparing them for work, so soft skills. And we're expanding now to working with partners from other universities. This past year, we had 2 students join us from the Inclusive U program at Syracuse University, and we were really excited about their participation. So this year, we are actually, or this next 5 years, we're going to be partnering with them in a bigger way to provide a summer school coaching support, as well as a student exchange program with them, as well as a few other schools. We're going to be expanding our project to CNMI. We have been working with them, but we're going to be doing more with them, and continuing to provide self-determination to our LEA partners here, and expanding our Pacific Technical Assistance Center to, since we're in our 4th cycle and just trying to get our project out there to other universities. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Next presenter is from the Ohio UCEDD in Cincinnati.
Hi, my name's Natasha Biggle. I'm a senior program management specialist at the University of Cincinnati UCEDD at Cincinnati Children's. The STAY project is a 5-year grant-funded demonstration project designed to support autistic youth as they grow from child-focused services into their adult life. In year 1, we planted the seeds of our framework through 4 focus groups with youth, families, professionals, and a mixed group whose insights form the transition framework of our tiered support system within the family navigation model using Charting the Life course. We built strong roots with our target school district and initiated a research study to have less impeded conversations and to better understand how teacher contracts affect transition planning. We've also nurtured trust in the community, ensuring that families and youth feel heard and included. This way, it is clear we are rooted in developing a system that grows transition success by 50% and family self-efficacy by 75% from baseline. Our goal is to cultivate a scalable, replicable system that bridges the nurturing soil of childhood services with the expansive canopy of adult systems. The goal of our family navigators is to align family and autistic youth life visions so that everyone is working towards the same goals and autistic youth feel confident, content, and capable of navigating their own paths even when the winds shift. The autistic youth and their families will define what successful transition means. We're piloting the model in a small, underserved minority community where access to resources is limited by factors like transportation, poverty, and non-standard work schedules. These challenges are the rocky soil we aim to enrich with our transition framework and family navigation tiered support system. Looking ahead to 2026, we'll begin implementing the framework and using data to prune and shape our approach. Our partners have reminded us to keep data collection simple and inclusive, especially for youth who express themselves through challenging behaviors. They have challenged us to minimize forms and applications while maximizing relationships. We're excited to watch the tree of transition grow and to work from roots to canopy.
Thank you. Our last lightning talk is from the Texas Lend in Baylor.
Hi, my name is Caroline Lewin. I am the program coordinator with ActLend, which is a partnership between UT Austin and Baylor University. ActLend is part of UT's Texas Center for Disability Studies, which is a UCEDD. I am a white woman in her late 20s with short red hair, bangs, and glasses, and I'm wearing a gray sweater. Also with me today are 2 of our current trainees, Leo and Risha, and they are going to highlight some of our work around screening and evaluation for autism and developmental delays in Texas. I'm going to pass it over to Leo and also share some resources in the chat.
Hello, my name is Leo. I am a white non-binary person. I have brown and blonde multicolored hair, and I'm wearing thick blue-framed glasses. As ActLend trainees, we build practical skills to screen for autism and developmental delays and to contribute to evaluations. So in clinic, we focus on best practice screening and assessment, clear communication during standardized assessments, and adapting for cultural and language differences. So we train with tools like the PEDS, the ASQ3, the SWYC, the BASC3 BESS, the ASRS, the MCHAT-RF, the SCQ, and the ADOS2 to deliver consistent family-centered care. And with that, I will pass it to Risha.
Hi, my name is Risha. I'm an Asian Indian woman in her early 20s. And so fellows also engage in practice administration during clinical training sessions. And some of us may have opportunities to observe this administration during either our practicum or research placement. We administer autism and developmental screenings at least once during the year at our annual screening, resource fair, and administration may be in either English and Spanish. And we practice with each other beforehand. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This was so exciting, and it is wonderful to learn about the incredible work that takes place across this network. I really do hope it generated new ideas for you and some connections. I could already see those being made in the chat. It's fantastic. That's what this is all about.